the best of us. So I dance the night away when nobody's awake.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Tyra's Just Saying with Dr. Tyra. I hope everybody is doing well today. Thankful for another day. So, today I have the honor to interview Cassandra Hill. She is a master life coach certified in women's entrepreneurship, improving the emotional and mental well being of Black women while achieving financial stability. Additionally, she's an author and an international speaker. Everyone, welcome Cassandra Hill. Welcome.
Thanks so much for inviting me. I'm so grateful and thankful to be here with you, Dr. Tyra.
Oh, I'm happy to have you here. When I read your bio, like looked at your website, I was like, oh, this is definitely something that Black women need. So, your journey as a transformation agent for Black women stems in part from your own health struggles, including a battle with lupus, correct?
Yes,
How did that
definitely.
experience shift your approach to wellness and purpose? And how does it inform how you serve others today?
Yeah, how it shifted me, you know, I was part of that 300,000 that's been a hot button topic.
Mm-hmm.
The 300,000 Black women who have been pushed out the workforce.
Mm-hmm.
That was me.
Oh,
I
wow.
was working in corporate America, and you know
Mm-hmm.
how you just work and you work and you work
Mm-hmm.
and you give so many hours, and it
Mhm.
ends up where you're not taking care of you, right?
Right.
And so I did that for so many years, and one day I left work early because I wasn't feeling well,
Mhm.
and unbeknownst to me, I was gravely sick.
Mhm.
I woke back up from my nap
Mhm.
and couldn't move.
Oh, wow.
And so that was the beginning of getting diagnosed with systemic lupus. And at
Okay.
that moment, I realized that I have to take care of me.
Mhm.
And so it
Yes.
just shifted my priorities to where I
Mhm.
realized a job, most of these jobs, they don't care about you. They
Right.
care about the money you make for that company, but at the
Mhm.
end of the day, it's all about their bottom line. And
Mhm. That's
so
exactly what I was about to say.
yeah. And so I'm like, I got to take care of Cassandra because I done made this company millions,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
But I'm not a millionaire.
Right.
I'm not a
Mhm.
millionaire from the millions I done made them. It ain't like they turn around and say, well, we're going to give you a little slither.
Right.
So it just helped me to realize that I need to take care of me, and prioritizing my health and well being
Mhm.
is not something that's optional.
Right. 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 Yeah. It's something how we're treated within these companies, and the things that they do, the things that they say, and how they, operate. And the concern is always totally focused on what they can do. And then it's just like you call out sick for anything, and it's always extra drama with them, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so I'm glad you prioritized you and did what you had to do for you,
Yeah.
you know?
And so I think when the women I'm called to serve, how it looks
Hmm.
different. Yes, I
Hmm.
have that clinical knowledge, right?
Hmm. Right.
God bless me. I do have a bachelor's, master's, like I'm certified, I'm a master life coach, all those things. But I have
Mhm.
real lived experience to
Right.
where, yeah, I can relate to
Mhm.
being in that corporate space, or even like many of us are transitioning out of corporate and starting our own businesses. But if you
Mhm.
don't change that mindset, you'll start your business and do that
Mm.
same behavior.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
And and so it allows me to have that empathy, but then create game winning plan to help you
Mhm.
overcome those hurdles of
Mhm.
not putting yourself first.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And so on your website, you talk about Black women living free of overwhelm, stress, and trauma. You also acknowledge the pressures that many women feel to be a superwoman. What are the first signs someone should look for to realize that they're pushing themselves way too hard? And what steps do you recommend them taking to heal from this?
Yeah, a few signs that you might be pushing yourself too hard. If at the end of the day you find yourself just completely wiped out, like you don't
Hmm.
have energy for anything else,
Hmm.
that is normally a very good indicator that you've pushed
Hmm.
yourself beyond the point of your stopping point.
Okay.
Because
Hmm.
you should have some type of energy. Even at the end of the
Hmm.
day, you shouldn't just be completely wiped out.
Right.
Um, if you find yourself not motivated in something that
Hmm.
you normally would enjoy, I
Hmm. Hmm.
know there's been a lot of conversation around entrepreneurship here lately, and some
Hmm.
people feeling like, oh, some entrepreneurs are lazy because they
Hmm.
don't do this, they don't do that.
Hmm.
And it might not be that you're lazy, it may be
Hmm.
you've just lost that motivation, right?
Right. You lost interest.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So if it's something that you normally enjoy, something that you normally give 100%, and you find
Hmm.
yourself giving 30%,
Hmm.
losing that motivation is a pretty good indicator that
Hmm.
you've pushed yourself beyond where you should go.
Right.
And the final thing I would say, how you know
Hmm.
that you've pushed yourself way too far, is
Hmm.
looking at the relationships. I would say the five people you spend the most time with. If you find
Mm.
yourself just getting irritated and just getting snappy for no reason at all,
Hmm.
that haven't really done anything, and you just find yourself, oh wait, I'm ready to, it's another good indicator you've pushed the boundaries a little
Hmm.
too far.
But I love what you said, the five people you spend the most time with, because a lot of people, they don't look at the company they keep,
Hmm.
affecting their health. It affects their mental health as well as it can affect your physical health.
Hmm.
But then we do have people that don't have a starting five. Some people only have like a starting one and starting two, but
Okay. Yeah.
we here to let y'all know that that can impact you as well.
You better know it. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's one or if it's 100. You
Mm.
know,
Right.
look at that circle and figure
Hmm.
out, hey, when I'm around Bob, I find myself ready to go from 0 to 60
Real quick.
real fast. And so
Right,
it's like,
right.
okay, what did Bob do? And if you
Mhm,
have to think about what Bob did, it might
mhm.
be you.
Right,
All right.
right,
It
right.
might be you.
Right, exactly, exactly. So I know you specialize in holistic care for the body and soul, as well as prioritizing well-being, for women that's in high demand roles. And a high demand
Mhm.
role doesn't always have to be just in the workplace. A high demand role could be at home as well. Right? Can you walk us through, foundational practices you encourage your clients to establish, especially for those that feel like they don't have time for themselves? How many times do we hear that? Oh, I can't do it. I don't have time. It's not enough time in my day.
Yeah.
So how do you work? How do you help them? How are you able? What practices do you encourage them to do?
Yeah. One thing I strongly encourage is when you wake up, as soon
Hmm.
as you begin your day, give
Hmm.
yourself 10 minutes, at least
Okay.
10 minutes.
Hmm.
Um, 20 is the ideal. If you
Okay.
can work your way up to 20 is
Hmm.
great. But you spend that time, I'm a woman of faith. So
Hmm.
spending that time with God,
Hmm.
you're not doing anything. You're not
Right.
listening to anything. You're
Hmm.
just still. In that
Okay.
stillness,
Hmm.
one, you're gonna get clarity because
Hmm.
God is gonna
Hmm.
He's gonna one let you know the vision He has for
Hmm.
your life. And once you
Hmm.
know that, that is going to make your schedule so much easier,
Right.
you
Hmm.
know. So I recommend starting your day doing that in that
Mm-hmm.
stillness and just listening to him and getting
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
clarity. Then, as I mentioned, at when once you know your vision, you
Mm-hmm.
know
Mm-hmm.
anything
Yes.
that doesn't push forward that vision in your day-to-day activities, you're eliminating
Mm-hmm.
that from your schedule
Mm-hmm.
because
Right.
you're focused on vision activities.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Mm-hmm.
things that you can delegate, you delegate. As
Right.
a mom, as a wife, a lot of times we take on so many activities, and there's things that
Mm-hmm.
our significant others, our kids can do. And so you
Right.
delegate those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're spending your
Mm-hmm.
time focused on the vision that God has for you.
Right. Mm-hmm. But you know what? A lot of people have trouble with delegation.
Yes,
That's a big problem, and it's just
it
like
is a
they
big
have problems
problem.
with delegation as well as saying no.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and it's just like, ooh, I was at a conference yesterday, and the person who was speaking, I'm pulling up my notes from yesterday because I was there. Oh, you know who it was? Let me get this woman's name right. That was one of the keynote speakers yesterday. She's an actress, and everybody's like, "How you not know her name?" I forget her name, y'all. Y'all gotta forgive me. But what she talked about was people were asking her. Let me get her name real quick, and then I can go deeper in to what she was saying. Cynthia Erivo. That's who it was. Cynthia Erivo. I saw her yesterday at the Pennsylvania Women's Conference, right?
Yeah.
And one of the questions that was asked to her was about Ariana Grande. And they were asking her, I know y'all are, close friends now, and how is it, like what happened like for you? Because she said, I guess Ariana Grande must have made the statement that it's because of her. She was like, I guess, able to start working better on herself and
Mhm.
start implementing the word no and things like that. And so,
Yeah.
or just better, working on a better version of herself, right? And so what Miss Enrivo was saying was, she said, first of all, this woman didn't know how to tell people no.
Mm.
And she said, I had to like tell people, like, as soon as they would come over and say for us to do something, she said, I told them no, we ain't doing it, no. And
Yeah.
so and so
Yeah.
and so
Mhm.
Ariana Grande, because she felt herself as being powerless. From what I was gathering, this is just my interpretation, y'all, from what
Mhm.
was said. It sounds like she just felt like she had to tell everybody yes, people pleasing.
Mhm. Yeah. And we
And
have a lot
it
of that. We
and
have
it took
so
this
much of
woman to come
that.
along. Yeah, we do. And it took this woman to come along, this black woman, to come and tell this young lady, girl, stop it. And one
Yeah.
of the things she focused on in her discussion was the giving ourselves permission to say no.
Yes. And I've always been a fan of you give a quick no. You say
Hmm.
no so quickly that you don't even think about it, right?
I love it.
And
I love it.
and you give a slow yes. And
Hmm.
so that way
Mm.
to you're saying yes to your dreams. You're saying yes
Mm.
to the things that you love.
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
life is short, people.
Hmm.
Life is
Hmm.
short. You should spend your time focusing on the things that is one, God's plan for your life, and the things
Hmm.
that's going to bring you joy. Because once it brings you joy, guess what? The people you're called to serve, the people that you
Hmm.
love, they're
Hmm.
going to get the best version of you.
Hmm. I love that, Cassandra. I love it. A quick no and
Yes.
a slow yes.
Yes.
And when I
Say
think
no
about
so
as a
quick.
therapist and looking at that slow yes, saying yes slow allows you to process
Yep.
what you saying yes to.
Yes. Yeah. Because, we live in a world, especially for us boss
Hmm.
women, you get inundated with
Right.
so many requests. And if
Hmm.
you
You
say
do
yes to all those things, you will
hmm
find yourself burned out, wiped out,
all
not
of it.
good for anyone,
Hmm.
you
You're
know?
right. And the thing is just being able to say it and being okay with that, being okay with saying it and knowing that it's okay. It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
You know, and just know that, so I can see during with working with you in your coaching program, this is something that you truly work on
oh,
with your clients. And I know it's like pulling teeth sometimes.
let me tell you, it is a process in which, for those who might be listening right now, I'm not accepting any new coaching clients.
Right.
I start back at the beginning of next year is the plan to start back accepting new clients. But I'm here
Okay.
to tell you, it feels like you're pulling teeth, toes. But what I love about it
Mhm.
is at the end,
Mhm.
just seeing that transformation. And
Mhm.
honestly, that's how I came up with the name because I had so many clients just tell me,
Mhm.
like, I'm transformed. And I'm like, wow, they're just a brand new person.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, but it takes work. You have to be willing to do the work.
Mhm. That part, the
Yeah,
willingness to do the work,
yeah,
and the thing is, how committed are you?
yeah, yeah,
Because a lot of people say they commit, I'm ready, I'm ready. And deep down inside, you and I
yeah,
both know they don't be.
yeah, not really.
And we
Yeah,
constantly keep seeing the inconsistencies and all
yeah,
of the other things that
yeah,
can happen with it. And yeah. And so it's like, no, we need you to be ready for your transformation, because we both know transformation involves mental as well as an emotional shift,
yeah,
before the external change can actually
yeah,
happen. And in your coaching programs, how do you guide women through that inner work, with the mindset, the trauma, the self-love,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
for them to be able to sustain the
yeah.
transformation? Because the goal is
Yeah,
to sustain it. How do you, how do you help them and guide them through this inner work?
yeah. I think of it as an onion, just pulling back those
Ooh.
layers because we
Mhm.
really have to get to the root because
Mhm.
oftentimes we have trauma that stems from it might even
Mhm.
be childhood, young adulthood that we haven't
Mhm.
addressed. And because
Mhm.
we haven't addressed that,
Right.
I find many of us lack that love for
Mhm. Mhm.
ourselves. So
Right.
we
Mhm.
unpack that, what happened, because whatever happened at that stage and has not been addressed, psychologically, you're still
Mhm.
at that age.
Ooh.
So we
Mm.
unpack that, get to the root of that. And then if it's possible for you to get closure from
Mhm.
that, from maybe it may be your parents, grandparents, just whoever.
Mhm.
If it's possible to have that conversation, great. And if not, you can still get closure.
Mhm.
Just
Mhm.
I recommend journaling, just writing your thoughts out, how you feel about that. But once
Mhm.
we identify that trauma and identify ways to move forward with that,
Mhm.
that is the biggest thing. But once we do that, then it's
Mhm.
all about your environment. Well, I'm not
Yes.
going to say all about, but it's a lot about your
Mhm.
environment because
Mhm.
a lot of times it's not what happens
Mhm.
to us, it's our response.
Right. Oh yeah,
You
you're right
know?
about that.
And
Mhm.
that response oftentimes is based on our
Mhm.
environment.
Mhm.
That includes
Mhm.
the people you're around. When I think about environment, I'm also
Mhm.
talking about what you listen to. Even this
Mhm.
conversation we're having right now, you know,
Mhm.
this is a positive conversation, right? But
Mhm.
let's say you went to a memorial,
Mhm.
your mood is going to look different, right? Because
Mhm.
it's that type of occasion where it's
Mhm.
somber and all the so paying attention to your environment where you're at, making sure you're putting enough good thoughts in that
Mhm.
brain to
Mhm.
overcome when you have those moments because we're going to have those thoughts, right?
Right.
Where we
Mhm.
feel like, man, am I enough? Am I?
Mhm.
But putting yourself in that positive environment, they
Mhm.
won't let you stay there.
Right. Right.
You'll get that encouragement and you're able to move forward. But
Mhm.
those are some of the exercises we
Okay.
do in honing in on identifying the trauma as well as moving forward with
Mhm.
healing from the
Right.
trauma.
Okay. Look, I love it. I love it, and I know you said currently you're not your next coaching cohort is going to start in 2026. How many coaching clients do you normally take at a time?
Now, Dr. Tyra, I don't know about you, but
Mhm.
as an entrepreneur, you learn.
Uh,
And so I used to sell, I
oh, I
used
know.
to have a cap that was just way too high. But
Mhm.
in the new year, I will only accept 5 people.
Okay, you know what? Because we have to be strategic with it. The thing is, when you're a holistic healer and a healer in general, you want to heal the masses. You want to help the masses.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, is finding those that are truly, truly, truly committed.
That part.
That really want to, and it's just like, and I know, a lot of us have done things where we don't even have an application process. We just go ahead, just come on in. That's not that's not what you need because that's not your person.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
So I can understand you
Yeah.
like, no, I'm 5 is my limit right now, you
Yeah.
know, and you can
Yeah.
help the masses in other projects in other ways.
In
Mhm.
other ways. I've been a professional speaker for years.
Mhm.
Um, as we move forward, I am doing more speaking engagements. So that is a way
Nice.
where people can get support from me as well.
Mhm.
I'm an author. I'm looking forward to, I got some stuff brewing.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
the books is one way where you can have a tool to support you on your emotional and mental journey. But yes,
Mhm.
there's other ways to reach the masses.
That's
The
right.
one-on-one work. Um,
Mhm.
y'all, we pour in.
Mhm.
We pour in, and I pour in so much into my clients. I work
Mhm.
a lot of times harder than you
Mhm.
in your
Yes.
transformation. So, in order for me to do that and continue to do that in excellence, the decision was made, okay, let's do 5 women
Mhm.
for the year and have these other ways to
Mhm.
offer the transformation
Right.
to as many women as possible.
Right. Awesome. I think that's great. And so, looking ahead, what is your boldest vision for the women you serve and for yourself over the next, I'm gonna say, 1 to 5 years?
Okay, wow, the biggest vision in the next 1 to 5 years. I'm really excited. I'm in the process of building out what will be a streaming channel.
Okay.
The channel will
Nice.
focus on stories of upliftment,
Hmm.
empowerment for Black women. Right
Hmm.
now, when we think about what's out here, we don't
Hmm.
have a lot of channels that focus on Black women that
Hmm.
share our stories, where boss women like yourself, Dr. Tyra, and so many other Black women who are doing incredible things in the world, um,
Hmm.
they don't get the flowers they deserve,
Hmm.
in my
Right.
opinion.
Hmm.
Many times, what's seen in current media is just a small fraction of how we look.
Right.
We're talking about a demographic. We're one of the most educated segments of the US population. we're
Mhm.
starting businesses in record numbers. We need to highlight that. So I'm really excited about the streaming network that's being built, and I'm looking forward to that vision becoming a
Mhm.
reality. That's one thing I'm super stoked about. Um,
Mhm.
Presently, one initiative that I'm just gung ho about, and
Mhm.
hopefully um, it'll be something that will wrap up at the end of this year. Um,
Mhm.
I am a co author of the Love Letters to My Girls book.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Myself, 115 other Black women came together to write this. It's all about loving yourself, knowing your worth as a Black woman.
Mhm.
One thing that I'm doing is gifting copies to young ladies at HBCUs. We have a
Nice.
full blown epidemic, y'all. Full
Mhm.
blown epidemic. The
You
National
right.
Domestic Abuse Hotline says 45% of Black women experience domestic abuse from an intimate partner. Yes,
Mhm.
I said 45%.
Mhm.
That's the number that call and reports. Think about how many never will report.
Right.
We
Mhm.
got to do some work. We got to do some work on loving
Mhm.
ourselves and knowing our worth. And as we love ourselves, we will attract the right relationships, not
Right.
just romantic relationships, professional as
Mhm.
well.
Right.
So, I'm really excited about that initiative. And
Yeah, I love it.
yeah,
I love it. Anything that I can do to help you with that initiative, just let me know. I
yeah,
know we have two HBCUs here in Pennsylvania. We have Cheney University and Lincoln University here.
yeah.
And I'm a graduate of Morris Brown College in Atlanta. So any of the HBCUs, that I named that I might be able to have a connection with, I'll be more than happy to, help you, with that, with your
Thank you.
initiative, and for the other schools, because I have friends and colleagues who are graduates of the other schools as well.
Yeah.
So anything you need help with, Cassandra, I am here.
Thank you so much. For those who are watching, you'll see my link tree strolling at the bottom of the video. If you go to my link tree, you'll see a link on how you can become a sponsor or even just purchase a copy of the Love Letters to My Girls, because I'm able to gift these books just based off sponsorships
Oh
and
my God,
individuals
yes. Yeah.
purchasing copies.
And I will
So
be happy to
yeah,
sponsor.
yes,
I'm going to go to the link tree as well and get the information that I need to help out, because this is definitely a message that our young girls need, our young women rather, because they are in college. They definitely need this, and I know I see domestic abuse, happen, with teens, like as soon as high school, and
yeah,
I would see things, I'm like, what in the world is going on? What, like, how did we get here?
yeah, yeah.
But you just never know what a person is going through mentally, where a lot of things is, yeah. So I definitely, anything you need help with your initiative, I'm more than happy to help out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And even with that initiative in
Hmm.
mind, what
Hmm.
I envision for us as Black women as a whole is just
Hmm.
having a movement where we unapologetically love ourselves, because right
Hmm.
now there is a real attack on Black women. Um,
Yes.
that attack is happening because of our brilliance, because they know
Hmm. Hmm.
we are the table.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
once we realize that, we're going to shift this world even more. And so that's why I'm so ecstatic about what's being done right now, with not just myself, but so many other Black women who offering the tools and the resources we need to
Hmm.
keep pushing further. We will not
Hmm.
let these attacks stop us.
Yes. Nope, we can't. We got to keep pushing and doing what we got to do, and not let all of the negativity take over our mindset,
Yeah, no,
because it's so easy to let the stinking thinking creep in. but we got to do what we can to not allow these things to occur.
Yeah, that's
So,
it. Yeah, we
yeah.
got this. When we think about our Madam C.J. Walkers and our Shirley Chisholms
Hmm. Hmm.
and all the strives they made, and they had it
Hmm.
that much harder than us.
Right.
So we
Exactly.
can look back to our past and
Hmm.
see some of the tools they use that's relevant today,
Hmm. Hmm.
that we can
Right.
utilize and put in our arsenal, but we will
Right.
overcome.
That's right. You got that right. We sure will. Well, this was awesome, Cassandra. This was an awesome, awesome interview. I am so happy you were able to come on and spend part of your Friday with me today, talking about your business and, being. And I want to congratulate you and thank you for being a transformation agent for Black women. You know, it's like what you do is in your title, you know what I mean? And it's like, and when I think about your title, you are walking in your walk, and I love, look, Healer Cassandra, I love it.
Thank you so much. It has been an absolute pleasure being here with you, chatting with you. I feel like I've known Dr. Tyra forever, but we
I
actually
know.
met just what, maybe a month ago?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a month ago. Yep.
Yeah. But I want to thank you for inviting me to be a guest on your
Oh,
platform.
thank you. Thank you so much. And God bless you with all that you do. Keep up doing all this amazing work to help support us Black women out here.
Yes. And you let me know how I can be of support to you as well and all the wonderful things you're doing in the world.
Oh, thank you. And you are a friend of the show. So anytime you want to come back to talk about anything that you're doing, feel free to come through and book online and look, and you're on.
Well, thank you. I truly thank you.
Awesome. So just hold on and I'm going to end. I want everybody, thank you all so much for tuning in this afternoon. I want you all to have an amazing weekend. God bless and talk to you later.